This video was created by VinylicPuma of VinylicPumaGaming.
So about a month or two ago, I uploaded a video on what I would like to call unicorn guns for Borderlands 2. This was a list of guns that are possible to find in the game that are cool and really fun to mess around with. Today, I figured I would do another video on more of these weapons from both Borderlands 2 and this time, Borderlands the pre-sequel as well. Now, before we continue, I just want to go ahead and reiterate here, these are guns that won't drop in the game normally and require either save editors or in some cases both save editors and Super Fun Time Engine in order to use them in your game. Even still, since you guys liked the last video I did on this, let's go ahead and we will do a sequel. Top 5 more unicorn/impossible guns and weapons in Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel starting now. Number 5. The unmarked hybrid Torg/bandit harpoon launcher. I had no idea what to call this one. Now, a lot of people wondered why I didn't include the error message in the last video, and ultimately I felt that a lot of people already knew about the error message. However, there's also another weapon that's similar to the error message, and that is the unmarked hybrid harpoon launcher from Torg or Bandit, I guess. This weapon doesn't drop in game at all, and you will need Gib Save Editor in order to create one. This weapon was introduced with the Sir Hammerlock's Big Game Hunt DLC for Borderlands 2, and what is so weird about it is that it contains identical stats to a regular Torg rocket launcher with similar parts and weapon rarity. However, it fires harpoons that deal non-elemental damage as opposed to explosive damage. And it's also worth mentioning that it shares its appearance with a blue rarity bandit launcher. Overall, when compared with a bandit launcher with identical parts and rarity, the bandit launcher actually has better overall damage, higher projectile count, as well as better accuracy and magazine size. Now, this thing isn't extremely overpowered, but it is definitely a bizarre and fun weapon to show to your friends. Number 4, the Super Jump Gun. I've never been particularly good at doing rocket jumps with the Bada Boom in Borderlands 2. I suppose I could learn, but I'm honestly a little too lazy for that. So instead, I figured that I would scour the internet to find a jump gun for Borderlands 2, and this one I think is the best. This modded weapon essentially allows you to rocket jump insanely high into the air with virtually no skill required. You just simply point down and shoot. As far as I know, this was created by YouTube user Deftoned and various Seven Sins community modders back when Borderlands 2 was in its prime. What this thing essentially is a bunch of Bada Boom barrels combined with an Octo shotgun and an Infinity pistol barrel. This gives you the propulsion that the Bada Boom barrel normally provides, a projectile multiplier from the Octo shotgun barrel, and infinite ammo from the Infinity pistol barrel. This super jump gun allows you to jump really high and get to places that you shouldn't normally be able to get to in places like either Flamerock Refuge, certain places and opportunity you can get on top of the buildings, and more. It's also worth mentioning that you can also jump to the top of the spire that's in the middle of Sanctuary once it goes airborne with this particular jump gun. This is definitely a fun weapon, however it does require Super Fun Time Engine and Technojacker's Table in order to use it, therefore it is exclusive to the PC version of the game. Number 3, the Malwan Auto Laser. So this is a demented creation that allows you to modify Malwan railgun lasers in Borderlands the pre-sequel so that they fire full auto while aiming down the sights at a significantly higher fire rate than normal. My theory as to why or how this works is that, for those of you that don't know, dual weapons actually gain increased fire rate while aiming down the sights. You just don't normally notice that due to the burst delay of a dual weapon. You may also know weapons with continuous damage bonus have low fire rate initially, but eventually gain increased fire rate as you shoot. And the best example of this is the machine sniper rifle that is found in the game normally now. I think the combination of increased fire rate while aiming down sights and the continuous damage bonus ability is what makes this happen for whatever reason. Even still, I'm not totally sure about that. It's just still a pretty hilarious and fun weapon to mess around with. Number 2. burst fire Jacobs pistols, assault rifles, and sniper rifles. Like with the Malwan auto laser, this is a synthetic weapon that allows you to make very specific Jacobs revolvers, assault rifles, and sniper rifles burst fire with relatively low burst delay thanks to Jacob weapons' inherent fires as fast as you can pull the trigger ability. Between all three, I would say that the burst fire Jacobs pistol is the most practical. However, none of these weapons are insanely overpowered to the point that they will just wreck raid bosses or anything. Maybe if you have Boar on 0, it will be easier to Boar kill Hyperius. I don't know, I haven't tried it. Burst fire guns can work/exist in Borderlands 2 and the pre-sequel. The weapon skin you're seeing here and in the thumbnail is only possible with Super Fun Time Engine though, and that's going to be on the PC version of the game. And the most anticipated, number 1. Rage and piercing elemental weapons. So Borderlands the Pre-Sequel's Holodome DLC added 2 new elements on the Crybaby assault rifle. The first is called Rage and usually has the bloody prefix. What this does is slightly boosts the damage you deal after you kill an enemy. This is classified as primarily non-elemental damage, however. The second is called Piercing and usually has the fletched prefix. This allows your bullets to pierce through enemies. It's worth noting that this isn't like Boar from Borderlands 2, as all this does is allows bullets to simply pass through enemies and hit the enemies behind them if they're there. Like Rage, this is also primarily non-elemental damage. Now, with Gibbs Save Editor and Super Fun Time Engine, you can apply both of these elements to your other weapons other than just the Crybaby. Honestly, it's a shame that the Crybaby is such an awful weapon, as it boasts some of the most interesting and unique elements, weapon accessories, and even 2 different weapon barrels as well. Hopefully, Rage and Piercing elements will get incorporated into Borderlands 3, seeing as how both of those are pretty interesting elements in my humble opinion. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this sequel to the Unicorn Guns for Borderlands 2 video. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, and as always, take care and I'll see y'all next time.